You're listening to the North Star Bible School podcast. North Star is a one-year Bible program dedicated to helping young men and women build their life's foundation on Jesus Christ. Well, welcome back to the North Star Bible School podcast. Today we have with us Michael McDill from the Northeastern Baptist College. Is it Dr. Michael McDill?
Yeah. Mm-hmm,
Okay, sweet. So could you take a couple minutes to tell us maybe just a little insight into who Mike McDill is and maybe what you're doing at Northeastern?
I have taught there for 10 years. Before that, I taught seminary at Mid-America Baptist Seminary. There was a campus there in New York, so I was there about 14 years. I've been in the ministry a long time. I've been preaching about 40 years. I've been pastor or interim pastor for 18, and I've been teaching about 25 years.
Wow.
So obviously I'm not a very young man to do all that, but I'm at Northeastern Baptist College, and I'm teaching church history, Baptist history, apologetics, preaching, hermeneutics, several other things. And so it's kind of a wide variety, but I enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
And I got my degree, my PhD was in theology. So it can be general things that covers. But I enjoy working with the students. Every generation, every new crop is unique, and it's great to see them mature, learn. Just like here at North Star, we have a really great kind of camaraderie and culture,
right,
that really accepts everybody. It's like we're Christians or something. And I love being part of all that.
Yeah. Cool. Can I ask, where you grew up, and then also maybe, how you got involved in ministry?
I grew up in Texas. My dad was a pastor and then was a denominational worker. We moved to Oregon when I was a teenager, 17, and he was a pastor there. And so I was thinking about what God wanted me to do with my life when I was in high school. That's when I surrendered to, I didn't know what it would look like, but to vocational ministry when I was 16. And of course I had the example of my dad, who ended up being a pastor and then a professor. He taught preaching. And so I've never really looked back from that. That was, my calling was something that was really put me in the right direction, and I've followed that until this point. So
yeah, very cool. And so now you're here up in Alaska teaching apologetics too. How did that happen?
Well, the president asked me if I wanted to go to Alaska and teach, and I said yes. I lived in Oregon a long time, and a lot of my friends would come up to Alaska,
right,
and talk about it, and I was really intrigued, but I never got the chance. So I just wanted to come and support our school and do what I could here, and so I put it on the calendar, and here I am.
Yeah, cool.
It's been great.
Yeah, I was going to ask how you've been enjoying it so far.
It's been great. I'm so impressed with the students, their sincere faith, the way they encourage each other. You can just see that. And the staff is very intentional and patient. The whole thing seems like a God thing to me, just having been here a few days. But I just sense that God's going to use this going forward.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Do you want to talk a little bit about the class you're teaching this week?
Yeah, apologetics, key issues, and we talked about biblical authority, science, and how to deal with that. The common belief in the culture is that science is the arbiter or the judge of all truth, and that is really, that fails as a philosophy.
Right.
We talked about the problem of evil, which is one of the key issues in apologetics, to be able to have an answer for that. And really, it's a thorny problem, and it's very emotional because it includes suffering.
Right.
And everybody knows what that's like. But in a sense, the skeptic thinks he's got Christianity in a box because he will say, well, evil is out there, and the God you believe in is purported to be all good and all powerful, but evil exists, therefore he's not doing anything about it. But the answer really leads you right into the gospel, which is the great intervention to destroy the works of the devil is Jesus,
Right.
So he's intervening, and he's going to come back, and the Holy Spirit is in the world today, and he's the restrainer of evil, et cetera, et cetera. And so that's a big issue, but I think it can be, there are good answers for it from the Bible's point of view. And then tomorrow we'll talk about truth, how important it is to have that foundation. What is truth? How can we know it?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. What do you find helpful about this topic, like in living out Christian life?
Well, the apologetics goal is to remove obstacles so that we can evangelize people. And people have questions. They have real considerations that go through their mind that
Right.
may stop them from accepting. Some of the things that they think are obviously, sometimes they're things that are maybe skewed or not quite true that they've been taught. But even those we have some answers to help clarify things. And then I really believe that teaching it on this level at a college, it strengthens the faith of the student, because they see it's not just about how they feel or some kind of inner journey, even though it is, but that's not the total package. The total package is objective truth. Jesus did die on the cross. He is the Son of God. And we line that up with the evidence in the New Testament, the resurrection, and then we have something really solid. It's not just in the area of impressions and feelings and so forth.
Right.
So we can rely on the truth of the Bible.
Yeah. So if you could sum up a few things that you would want the students to get out of this class, what would that be? Like some main things?
Well, a lot of things that the culture believes, and I'm not trying to be abusive or anything language-wise, but are technically absurd. They don't make sense, but they believe it anyway. Like truth is relative.
Right.
That's actually technically it's self-refuting, because it's an absolute statement about truth, claiming that it's relative, and yet it's saying absolutely that all truth is relative, which is self-defeating. Those kinds of things, to me, expose the emptiness of all the other philosophies, and especially our culture, when it comes to these ultimate questions. And Christianity, compared to that, it really has solid footing.
Yeah, for sure. So you're a busy guy working at Bible school, Bible college. Why take the time to come up here to teach these 20 some odd students?
Well, I've always wanted to go to Alaska, for one thing, and it's been a cool experience to see Alaska. I like to teach, I like to do that and see what I can do with a group of students to help them learn a little, open their minds to some things maybe they hadn't thought about.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's just kind of one of those things, that I was asked to come, so I said yes.
Yeah. And maybe some recruitment as well.
Yes, that's one of the connections, right, is to have our two schools kind of be partners and go back and forth and support each other at least in making it known, And we already have some connections that are interesting. We have students from Alaska at our school, and we have one young lady whose brother is here. So, it just seems like it was kind of meant to be for us to to have that relationship.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. So what's been like a highlight of your experience so far?
Well, I've had and this may not be very spiritual, but I've had a lifelong goal to see a moose in the wild.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. I got a couple of glimpses
Oh, yeah.
at a moose, and that was neat for me. I'm kind of a moose buff for a long time.
Cool.
And they're moose in Vermont, but I've never sighted one.
Oh,
But
yeah.
there was one wandering around here on the campus, and
Yeah, they do that.
so that was fun for me.
Yeah, it's not abnormal to wake up in the morning and have one, outside the dorm.
Yeah,
So.
I love that.
Yeah, yeah. And then we had some northern lights like the first night
Yeah.
were here.
I'm still regretting that we didn't get to see that.
Yeah, and we were like supposed to get more, but it's been kind of cloudy at night,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's unfortunate. But maybe in the next day or so,
Yeah,
you'll be able to see some.
I'm kind of hoping for that.
Yeah, cool. So now our questions are a little more sidetracked. Oh, what's been your favorite meal so far?
Oh, all of them have been
All of
just
them?
excellent. I mean, you guys are really spoiled here. You have a great staff
Yeah.
with the kitchen. I mean, I just finished eating one of the best pieces of bread I've ever had. It was really good.
Yeah.
Chili is not really my favorite, but this was really good chili we had today. Let's see. It's all very good.
Mhm.
And we've just been flabbergasted at how good it is, and
Yeah.
you guys are spoiled.
Yeah, we definitely are. Very spoiled. So when you're not teaching, what do you like to do for fun?
Well,
Do you have a pastime?
I have a pastime, and I read a lot.
Okay.
I read all kinds of things, and nonfiction, fiction. Used to do when I was younger, I would play basketball and different things, but I don't do that now. So reading, spending time with my kids, my grandkids. We have 3 grandkids.
Mm.
That's a delight to me, and nothing else is occurring to me. So maybe I'm kind of a boring guy. I don't
No,
do
that's good.
woodworking or anything like that.
Yeah. That's okay. Yeah, so we're getting closer to the end of our structured questions. Are there topics that you're wanting to discuss, or any burning questions?
Well, for me, I would certainly recommend it. And I don't say that lightly, just from what I've observed with the spirit of the situation here. There was a little conference on marriage the other night that I thought was just fantastic.
Right.
And for young people to have an idea about the biblical pattern of marriage and what it looks like, and we had a panel.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that's worth its weight for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Those kinds of things. College is supposed to not just be knowledge, but wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
That's the goal, and I think that's what's happening here. And it's what it's all about. Jesus told us to go make disciples, and this is a great way to fulfill that. What's happening here at North Star? It's a great way to fulfill the great commandment, great commission.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you for that
Well,
endorsement.
uh-huh.
So I guess now we'll do some recommended resources. So I'll ask for 2 different books. The first one would be thinking back to either early years in ministry or maybe early years in school. Is there a book that was helpful for you?
Well, there's so many things. I don't know if it's controversial or not, but I've been a big fan of C.S. Lewis,
Mm-hmm.
and I realize that he's not perfectly theologically aligned with all the things that we believe as evangelicals, but it's been very helpful, and most of his works are thought-provoking in a sense. And he gives a vision, in a sense, of the Christian life that's bigger than what you find in some of the religious-oriented ways that we do things in church. It's a vision that includes things that you might not think about if you just go to Sunday school or those
Right.
kinds of things,
Yeah.
which that really helped me.
For sure.
And I remember reading when I was just a young person. The Great Divorce and other things by Lewis, Screwtape Letters, that made me think. There's so much that I've gone through. It's difficult to pin some things down. But I use Norm Geisler as one of the go-to people for me about his apologetics works and other things.
Mm-hmm. So C.S. Lewis in general, like specifically, would you recommend The Great Divorce, or are there other C.S. Lewis that you would?
Yeah, anything really. Mere Christianity is probably one of the great apologetic works of the 20th century.
Yeah.
People used to be able to read Lewis, and maybe because they had a little more education, it wasn't as dense as it seems now to people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little different now.
Right.
But,
I guess that happens with time as well.
But it's worth trying to get in there and read some of it. He uses analogies and his imagination.
Yeah.
And he's still based in what he calls mere Christianity, so that you have those basics expressed in a little different way,
right,
than just churchy terms, if I could put it that way. And I think it draws people in that didn't grow up in church and so forth, and it really helps in that way.
Yeah, for sure. And so one more book. In the last year, is there a favorite book of yours that you would recommend that you read?
Well, this might sound strange, but I wrote a book.
Oh.
It's called What It Means to Be a Baptist.
Okay.
And it's principles of Baptist belief that are unique.
Right.
And I would love for people to read that.
Yeah. That's okay. Yeah. Plug your book.
It's it's history and theology that illustrates the uniqueness of some of the Baptist principles that have to do with ecclesiology, that is the church, who's in the church, and what does that look like, and the importance of believers' baptism, which a lot of evangelicals are right there. But if you have believers' baptism, then you can have a believers' church, which means a regenerate church, a voluntary, free church. And that's the problem with some Protestantism, is that if you baptize babies, they didn't really make that choice. And the key to the New Testament is discipleship, not organizational, institutional Christianity, but followers of Christ. So believers' baptism kind of safeguards that emphasis. And it also safeguards the Protestant belief in sola fide, faith alone, because faith comes first and then baptism. And that's important. It's simple, but that's one of the things I talk about in the book. Religious liberty, priesthood of every believer, some of those principles.
Yeah, cool. Well, thank you for those.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's about all our structured questions. So
great.
But thanks for participating and coming on the podcast. It's been great to have you here teaching this week too.
Thank you.
Having you and your wife around. And I know everyone's appreciated the stickers and the bracelets from Northeastern Baptist College.
Nice.
And for all you listening, go check out Northeastern Baptist College in Vermont. And you'll want to stay tuned as we have more podcast episodes coming. And if you or anyone you know is interested in Bible education and discipleship in the beautiful mountains of Alaska, you can find more info at nsbs.life. That's nsbs.life.